So it's like, they didn't even get them.
Well, it's, that's what I'm saying. When you have a plan,
I got that right.
when you have a plan, and most people when you're not a council man or woman worth your salt if you don't look at your community and say what could be. Okay, if we had this piece and we could pull this in and we can do this. Then there was a point at one time when the DNR, Department of Natural Resources, had a lot of, well, they still do, but it was the land behind Carriage Circle. Okay?
Yeah.
And it was, and they asked the city, we want to give you, do you have any plans? And Frank Guerrero, he was a community veteran, he said no. So then they put it up on the block in Matty Maroon Bar, okay? And that's 40, it was 40 acres back there with a lake, okay?
Yes.
You know, and so it's like, you gotta have, that's why I ask people, whoever gets you want to run for mayor, king, whatever, what's your plan? What is your plan?
Yeah.
Now, the Citizen District Council, if it's, because this is recognized in the allocation of these monies, now they done hooked up some kind of sham, Citizen District Council for the whole county.
They are a sham.
You know, a sham, because just like the water board, how many people from Pontiac you know on that water board?
I couldn't get on it.
Not too many.
They wouldn't let me get
Why
on
not? The plan is here, why not?
it. Exactly.
So is that the way it sits right now, Everett? Is there's a county orchestration?
There's a county orchestration that gives out, you know, of course, they
Well,
were,
somebody from the city, I don't know if it was the mayor or who it was deciding where the Pontiac money was to go.
yeah, one way.
We got a report, I was on that board, and she did it?
Yeah, you do.
Well, you know, and
Someone said that were you on the board?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, and every month there would be a report,
okay.
and the people who were allocated, you know, who were managing the money. I mean, I went to it, Sam Anderson and I both, we were on that board, and he, I mean, we both went with some suspicion because, wait a minute, you know, we've been on that for a long time.
Right.
This was
your
these
thing.
were our party,
Yeah,
these were our
right,
friends, you know,
yeah.
and this was our project. And I took a lot of reassurance because there was somebody from the city, I don't even remember now who it was.
Barry.
He was gone by then,
Okay.
Barry Smeets.
Yes.
Yeah, he was already gone, he
He was
retired.
in my district, yeah.
Yeah, but there was somebody in the mayor's office who was assigned to that, and it was somebody that I knew, and I thought, well, okay, you know, because the application still had to come in, and so, there was a gentleman who, really nice guy, and I'm sorry I didn't grab a folder, but but there was somebody who was over the construction projects, and there was a lady who was, Laura was, anyway, a really nice, a very nice woman. She had a staff of about 20 people who coordinated all the requests for fix my house, or I need this, or I need that, the ones that, you know, that your heart goes out to. And every month, or we met quarterly, and they would present what they'd accomplished. You got a nice report back. You know, each community was listed with what was done in each area. Well, you know, but she was saying that, I remember her saying, because she was a very sensitive person. She had health issues of her own, so she cared about people. And she explained, and the gentleman explained what they did during that previous quarter, how many houses were fixed, pretty much like the reports we used to get.
Right.
And, you know, that sometimes people could get it, sometimes they qualified, and sometimes they didn't. The house either needed too much work, and they couldn't do that, and that's been forever. Or they didn't qualify in terms of income, or what, I mean, but there was nothing unreasonable about it.
Mm-hmm.
And even the outlying communities, people from the other cities, were very supportive, you know, of Pontiac getting its fair share. So I didn't feel bad about it at all, because, you know, during our tenure, yours and mine and the other people, there were people who figured out ways to get that money who shouldn't have had it. Dan Mitchell was one of them, you know, and there were others, but that just, you you know, somebody sees that as a pot of money, what can I do with that, you know?
That's right.
Well, if you follow the, and I keep it, I know it's another word for it, the consolidated plan, but with that plan outlined, what is wrong, it's just like any plan that the doctor may give you to get well, the plan that you may have to improve, whatever it is, this is what, you know, is ailing your community,
Right.
okay?
Have
And
they had a consolidated plan in recent years? I don't know.
no.
Is it county organized or is?
No, it's supposed to be
You
city
know what,
organized.
it's
And then
city
each municipality,
But
every
is
city
it
in Oakland
currently
County.
county organized?
It's
are
county
they making the
administered.
Right, are they
Right
making
now.
the decisions?
Yeah.
Okay, the way I'm
And who advises the?
the way I'm gonna say it,
Somebody from the city.
I'm gonna say what the county did, somebody chose some HUD prerequisites for Pontiac,
Right, okay.
and that's in the county. And within those prerequisites, the MCRs and all them, only 5 people in Pontiac is gonna qualify every year.
Right.
Everybody else is gonna be denied.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Nothing.
Oh, they're gonna be denied. So by looking at that, and that's what I took to Gary Peter and Brenda Lawrence, and neither one of them wanted to touch it. If I went to Roll Oak or any place else, it does not have those requirements so stringent. The other requirement we got in Oakland County that's a cluster mess is that income tax, property tax. The city of Pontiac got rid of the assessor, let the county do it. That's one.
Okay.
The city also, Oakland County also, every year, Oakland County at tax sale or sheriff's sale, Oakland County pays the city 3 years in advance
Okay.
for all property tax.
Okay.
That's why if you went down and said, I'm behind my tax, you can't come to the council. Ain't nothing we can do for you because the city is paid in full. You are not
I try
behind.
to pay my taxes.
I understand, but there are, I'm just an example, but some people are not. Therefore, they cannot come to council because council will not take any house off that foreclosed list with the right to refuse. Because if we go to any of them, we're gonna get about 300 of them at one time.
Right.
That needs to be changed. So, because Oakland County will now pay the taxes and charge each homeowner 18% interest per year for being behind. Now, because you're behind, Oakland County borrows the money from another entity and then gives it to the city at a low interest. Now, what happened is, the county is using the same thing for the CBD money, that if this chair needs to get that home improvement loan, the county's gonna say 1 to 3% interest on the money because that's what they're doing with all the
And
rest
this
of
is
the.
black rent money, this is not supposed to, it's not supposed to be dealt with
I understand.
in that manner.
Right.
Okay?
But that's where the NIMS is. The NIMS is what we allowing them to manipulate.
Well,
That's
why is
why
that
we-
allowing that?
Wait, how do you-
let me clarify
Because
something.
we had, our big problems, you know it and you know it. Our big problems always came up because HUD they required absolute, clear follow-up. You had to, what is it, monthly or quarterly?
Yeah, you had
Every
to report.
request.
That's where our biggest failure came in at.
Let me
is the
say
follow-up
this,
and
and then we'll
making
bring
sure.
it back to the CDC.
Oh, okay.
Because bottom line is, what the mayor did was make a deal with Oakland County.
Right.
Yeah, but
So
that was
that
that money
she-
that we were.
So that she could manipulate the
Absolutely, she
money
can manipulate
Well,
money.
and
Exactly.
control the money.
well,
That's why she didn't wanna bring it back to Pontiac, because we approached the council and Bert about bringing it back.
No, I-
We even had a fiduciary to run it, but at lower cost than county. Now, I'm not knocking either one, I'm just saying bringing it back to city council, to CDC. Because we can go all day and talk about what went wrong or what's good right.
Are you
but,
aware of what's going on right now or not?
uh,
'Cause I don't know
Not
what's
really,
going on.
because like I
No.
said.
What's
we
going on
were
right
blocked. As associations, block club, we were blocked from this information. I went out and retrieved the information using people like Jim and Monica and other people in the know that was able to get the meetings or find out about meetings that we weren't allowed, weren't made, mention to. So, that's why I say, my portion is the importance of the CDC. Like I say, there's so much stuff that we can stay here all day, but she gotta go fast. And, like I say, I wanna
Tell you
keep
what,
this at the
briefly,
CDC.
Yeah, let's make
We've been
this
wanting
a
to
series.
bring the community block grants back into the city, but the mayor has 2 consultants that she wants to bring in to train the city how to do, block grants, okay?
Oh, wow.
Basically. And she tried to put it in last year's budget, but we're thinking it's too much. But then there is the case that the county would charge us more to come in and do the same thing. But then you don't even know she's gonna be in office, there's no sense of continuity there.
Well,
And
doesn't,
then wait, and it gets worse.
HUD trains
She
their people,
says,
don't they?
And pardon?
Doesn't HUD train the people who work on that?
Yeah,
We're
HUD-
trying to
There
get-
should be no cost for that.
Yeah,
Right.
and they won't, we've
Right.
been trying to get a HUD official to speak to us.
Who
but
is
that
your
hasn't
HUD official
happened.
for your area?
I don't know, do you?
No.
But listen, this is
Every
what,
area has
this
one.
is what's going on. So the mayor says that Oakland County has told her that even though our agreement is till 2023, don't know exact date, I'd have to look it up. Well, we can break that. The county says we can break that as long as we have qualified people in here to run the program. Well, our legal counsel, Monique Sharp, contacted them directly, and, the HUD, and they said, nope, you're in that until such and such 23. So I don't know, that's what's going on. I
You're
just
in
wanted
the
to-
agreement until 2023?
Yeah, but the mayor says we can break it, so who do you believe? I don't know.
They told us, Oakland County has told us that we can have
They
that
will?
whenever we get ready. But the key point is, you have to put a community development director
That's
back
it.
in that office.
That's right.
And
That's
open
right.
that office.
And how are we accomplishing that? Her plan or have the county?
We can't hire anybody.
That's interesting, I mean, for a city.
That's what's going on right now.
That's a DPW department.
It's
you
been
know.
on
The
our
city
agenda
council
off and on
can't
for
make a
about
resolution to hire
3
anyone,
weeks.
but the mayor could in collaboration with the city council.
Exactly.
Right.
But
And
she wants her
that's
peop-
what needs
she
to
wants-
happen, isn't it?
She wants her
Yes.
people,
Gotcha.
and
And that's why I say if we had more voices that understood the powers of the CDC,
Actually,
then we could
you
force
do.
that.
But there's the
You
power
actually
and the
have-
responsibility.
You actually
have to
have
that
the
part
state
out.
statute.
Yeah, we got the
It's
state
not real
statute.
money that we can all decide to play with.
Oh, that's, I'm not even.
That's from 1945.
Yeah.
You have a state, right.
Right.
It's from 1945?
Right.
Do
It's
what's
still-
necessary
That's why
to
council
get
members
it
are
back
not part of
to
the
doing what they're
CDC.
supposed to
You
do.
can hire up to 24
And
people
we
in your
have a
district
voice in that.
that's right.
to represent
If we don't use it,
themselves.
And we used to
then we
appoint
just
them.
let it.
You get to pick your own office. You
So
get,
can we
you get
get-
the money and buy your own building.
Yeah.
You can hire your own
Are you
people.
itching to leave,
You know,
Claudia?
but I just want, I'm gonna just add this addendum on, because you're in the planning,
In charge of
and as I was expressing when I came up here, Holly is in a position to be picked badly over, because there's no more, God is not making any more land.
That's right.
And this is where a lot of people are feasting their eyes upon, okay, to make a quick buck. Now,
Sounds like several have already done it.
trust, but
Yes.
with this document and other documents, when we left office, before something went to the planning, you know, you got to get over the planning, then it can go ahead, it had to, what is the impact on M1 to the district?
They had to go to
people?
CDC
They had to go to
first.
CDC.
Absolutely.
They want to know the ins and outs
That's right.
of what the impact
A
would be.
good presentation covering all
Okay,
details.
Yeah.
because and when you had that around the city, when everybody had that around the city, you had the people being a vanguard.
That's right. And
Right.
we also had
Well,
Jim
that's-
Milton.
You know?
That's the nature that needs to be restored.
Yeah. Being a
Absolutely.
vanguard.
Which is-
People
And
in
they
the
wasn't trying to
vanguard
stop stuff, they just wanted the answer,
Yeah, they-
because they had the answer to their people,
Absolutely.
and they, you know.
And that did occur with M1. I fought with M1 and Racer Trust. I told Racer Trust they don't have a damn thing to do with us. And, federal, they can go clean up and and march the hell out. Racer Trust came and said M1 because we gave it to General Motors to Plan 3
Mhm.
that the property goes back to the city of Pontiac. My colleagues, before you were there, they all voted that we don't want any real estate.
See what I'm saying?
That's the stupidest thing in the
Yeah,
world.
that's what Rick Garrett did with the land over there, right? We
Right.
have no, and but see, here's the caveat that went with that, and this is how they got away with it. That land was contaminated, okay? So therefore, but if you put a cap on it, a three,
Racer Trust was allowed to go through and not dig in China and say you can dig this far, no deeper, because it's called buried treasure below there. You can't go there,
Yeah.
which is 18 feet. You can't
Or
go 18
toxic
feet.
waste.
Well, we can't say that.
you know,
But anyway, that's what happened.
yeah, okay.
So therefore, when GM moved out, we gave them the land. They gave the land back to us.
Right, right, right.
And the council and the mayor agreed to sell it and give it away.
So will the council see the
Well,
CDCs as a valid, viable?
I'm just going by what state
They
law
shall.
says,
Oh,
and this is
yeah,
what the
well, I haven't
people,
heard anybody
this is
say
how the
that.
people
It's-
organize.
Okay.
Well,
Not
but
to
To
get
get
what
federal
happened-
money, it should be made.
Well,
Well, you have-
but,
Correct.
The council.
but
and
how
mayor
did the
stopped sharing
CDCs get
information
away
with the district.
from being
But most of
represented?
the district,
Oakland County,
CDC.
they're taking over the
Right.
assessment,
That the,
and Oakland County, because if the city county did not want to go after, after this bottle for property tax, Michigan made a law that says that the city can give their debt
how I-
collection to the county.
Okay.
He has
Now, the county will
you
make
know,
you whole.
he has his-
Right, but what I'm
Information
saying is how do we
out.
reverse that?
And he puts stuff on there
How do
too.
we-
Well,
Not the rest of them?
see, that's another thing, and when you drive
Because the
out-
city council has the power to make that resolution, and if you had a new mayor, the mayor may choose to.
What we need is a city manager. We, don't need a mayor, we need a city manager.
Well,
One-
it's
one that
down
can't
the
be-
road.
Neither city manager or mayor, the point is that the people part, what he's
Right,
asking
exactly,
is that
exactly.
it didn't destroy the structure of both from HUD, which mandates a citizen district council,
Absolutely,
citizen council,
absolutely.
and then from state law, which,
Okay.
so I would just say is the lack of will of the people.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah,
You have standards.
That's why I can operate with no problem.
but could we
But I
depend
still
on the city council
have to have
to facilitate that standard?
I can bring
Well, I think like
information back to my.
Well-
with anything.
I would go to HUD
I-
and make them require it.
I would,
Before we give you any more money, you've got to have the thing in
Well,
place.
I tell you what,
That's a good
the
point. That's a great
the
point.
place, Robert, that I would
Yeah,
start,
that's a great point.
I would
Absolutely.
start with the assessment of the property in Pontiac.
Good idea.
And the reason I would do that because those 13 schools got sold, nobody filed a
Property
property
transfer
transfer affidavit,
affidavit.
which must occur within 45 days that you are the owner.
Uh-huh.
And if you don't, you lose the property, because it goes back to the county.
It's
So the
not-
schools never did it, so they sitting there because Pontiac nor Oakland County has a land bank. So you got the county treasurer and his employees acting as cherry pickers,
That's right, amen.
taking property in Pontiac and making it not available to the public during the sheriff's sale.
And giving it to people.
They take things off the record. So you need to start with assessment, you need to know all the property in Pontiac, who's not paying taxes on that property.
He's right.
Well, you shared that with me,
This is worse than-
but like I said, the reason I
That's right.
called this body together is so that y'all can say what I've been saying all the time. I've got the voice, and I've used my voice for over 40 years. That's why I can go to council people and ask for information and get it. I don't just rely on my own. I go to all the council people, especially when they have a particular thing that I can use. I go to all of them. I have that relationship. But the people do not understand the power
Right.
of a CDC
Right.
and how wide ranging
No, I
it
keep
is,
trying to
other than
explain.
just the block grant funds.
Some of my
We
residents
have
haven't been
the
around that long,
ability
you just don't
to
know.
change the mindset of not only council, but the mayor. If we got more than one or two voices speaking toward that end.
Exactly.
Because we get to control our own destiny. They don't control our destiny. They're there for us. They're our lawyers. These are our attorneys.
Right.
I have to just
Yeah.
interrupt you for 1 second. My district now has something called a D2 community group.
Yeah.
And all they do is talk about artwork in every town, and the mayor comes in and gives their agenda. They spend very little time talking about the problems that people have at Stonegate, because it's a homeowners association, they have a different set of problems. We don't need to hear you here, they've been told. They don't wanna talk about the crime, or, just the infrastructure, anything that concerns the neighborhood. They weren't really talking about it very much. And so when I try and tell the people who may have only lived here 10 years or 15 years, I said, there was this thing called the Citizens District Council, and this is what we did. And then I explained, and I sat on that. Then I told them she's been a chair, and then Mona Hoffmeister sat on it, and this is what we did. And they just look at me blankly.
Then I think, then here's what needs to be done when we need this, and just keep this in mind. We need to reestablish the standing of the citizen.
Yes.
Agreed. Agreed.
okay?
Yeah.
Then get the annual, what was the last annual report, which they never published or even put in?
Which report?
Yeah.
Are you talking about the comprehensive annual financial report?
No, from Black Brand.
From
Oh, Black,
Okay.
yes, they published it. I think it came in the mail, what, fall or winter? It's not too long ago. Because I was wondering if I was still on that
No,
board.
it's another one that, it's like the one that HUD gives, the administrative body.
Oh,
To say how you met your goals, where you, okay?
All right,
Did
well,
you-
the county should have that, shouldn't they?
Yes, they should,
Okay.
they should, okay?
That's what I go through to find out that the housing commission
yeah, 2017,
failed
16.
all their housing inspectors.
Yeah.
And they weren't entitled to any money, but they came to us for Cary Circle to sell it to them for $1 after they owed us $43 million.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's something that's very fishy about the housing commission anyway,
New Jack City?
because of the fact
Oh,
of,
yeah.
of the property around the lakeside.
We got another one.
You know, that all of a sudden, I mean, it's too much, it reeks. But I'm saying, let's
It
just
really
find out
reeks.
where we at.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
because if it takes the council, Randy, to reaffirm the 2021 for 2 year, whatever year term that is on there, then we should proceed that way,
Right.
okay?
Agreed. Yeah.
And then you're standing by. Other than that, then that's when we protest,
Mhm.
okay?
Mhm.
That you can't shut out the people because
Yeah,
this where we go pick
Yeah.
our favorite
Oh,
people.
there's
That's,
a label
That's up to-
here.
that's
that's
also
not-
a policy issue in the election.
Yeah, yeah, that is a policy, it is.
Absolutely.
It is a policy
Absolutely.
issue, you know,
Absolutely.
on that, and bringing back the community development department,
Absolutely.
okay?
Yep.
In some sense,
All this money is coming into the community for the neighborhoods.
yeah, for the neighborhood.
Well,
They should be the ones who are making that case.
was the community development department the one that the block grant people worked out of? Was
Yeah,
that why
yeah.
it was dissolved when they moved it to Oakland County?
Yeah, that's what they were, and see, actually, in most cities who don't have a community development, it is under the planning, we don't even have a planning department. They put the block grant under the planning, it's always dealing with the growth, or dealing with land that you want